A 75, not a 50, a 75 basis point hike. We're gonna be talking about that today and how that's gonna affect you. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and my name is Jonathan. I'm a local realtor in the Northern Virginia market. If you guys have any real estate questions, you guys need help with buying or selling a house, contact me below. My contact information is right below. All right, let's get into the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. 75 basis points, what this means for you guys. All right, the Federal Reserve just met again, and pretty much what they said is that they have raised the interest rate by another 75 basis points to take down the inflation of 40-year highs at around 8.6%. Now, what's important is that the Federal Reserve does plan to meet 4 more times throughout the end of the year. And every time they meet, they're gonna probably raise the interest points by up to 75 basis points. And that could mean at the end of the year, we could be looking at a 4% interest rate from that 0% that we had just last year. Next, the Federal Reserve also gave some forecasts as to what's going to happen within these next 2 years. First is that inflation is starting to hit its peak right now, and that within these next 2 years, inflation should start going down substantially. In addition to this, in order to tamp down that inflation, they're going to have to tamp down the economy as well. And for the next 2 years, the economy is going to be slower and unemployment will probably start going up. We can actually already start to see this in a couple different markets. A lot of companies are already laying off a lot of their employees. For instance, a couple real estate companies, Compass and Zillow. Even Tesla is laying off some of its employees, though it says it's going to have the same amount of salaried employees. Additionally, retail sales are at the highest they've ever been, as well as, of course, everyone knows your gas prices have been off the charts. So these are just 2 indicators that logically the economy is starting to slow down. However, everything that the Federal Reserve tells us should be taken with a grain of salt. For instance, literally just a month ago, the Federal Reserve said that a 75 basis point hike was not even being considered. And well, look what happens a month later. So everything that we say should be taken with a grain of salt. This is the government working, guys. Now, what does this mean for the real estate market in particular? That's why we're here. That's why we're listening to this video. Well, right away after this announcement came out, mortgage rates jumped to 6%. So they're already at 6% now. Not a great sign. This is a direct correlation because of that 75 point basis hike and that super duper high inflation. So what that 75 point basis hike means pretty much is that it makes it more expensive for banks to borrow from each other. And when it's more expensive for banks to borrow from each other, of course that's gonna relay all their prices onto the consumer, us, which means it's gonna be more difficult, or not more difficult necessarily, but more expensive to borrow from banks. Moving forward, is there gonna be a crash in the housing market? Probably not. Supply and demand is the essence of the housing market. That's how it works, and that's what dictates everything. Inflation, mortgage rates, they all affect it, but they're not gonna precisely dictate if there's gonna be a crash in the market or if the market is gonna skyrocket like we've seen for the past year. Supply and demand. And right now, there's still a lot of demand. A lot of the top economists are saying that the housing market is not gonna crash purely because of the demand that's out there. And that's the number one factor that will dictate the crash or a successful real estate market. Now, not to say that the real estate market is gonna continue to be what it's been like for the past year. Mortgage applications are down, and it's said that 30% of buyers are being priced out because of these mortgage rates, these inflation, and the year-over-year increase in housing prices this past year. Buyers just simply can't afford it. So to be direct, this is just gonna slow the housing market more than it typically would. Now you can say that mortgage rates were gonna be baked in for the 50-point interest rate hike, and we could see that in these last couple months where the mortgage rates actually leveled out. They increased, and they started leveling out even after another 50-point basis hike. But with the 75-point basis hike, everything changes. These were not baked in, and so everything had to go up. So yeah, this is just gonna slow the market faster than it was already going to. And as you said, it'll price some more buyers out. However, there's gonna be no crash. These next 60 to 90 days, we're probably not gonna see much at all, and because the data that we see now is from about a month ago. Right, everything takes about a month to close. Once you get in contact to purchase a home, it takes about a month to get fully through that. So all the data that we're seeing right now is about a month old at least, and so we won't see real changes inside the data for the next 60 to 90 days. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, if you guys need any help real estate related, my contact information is below if you need to buy or sell, or you just need some guidance on where to go or how the market is, please contact me below. As always, this is to keep you guys always ahead of the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fabulous rest of your day.